Hello, everyone. It's me. I'm here. I had to make some adjustments today to the calendar. Um, it's been a little rainy here, and so my power has been going in and out. So now I have internet, and for some reason, I disappear into the galaxy. That'll be the end of the live, most likely. I wanted to come on live and talk about, well, one, I wanted to make myself available to all of you for the energy that's happening right now, for the equinox that we are coming up on, the eclipse, and the new moon Virgo, because the portal opens today. The portal is definitely open today, and leading up to this, there has been a lot of balancing this week. You might have felt things like get a little bit chaotic every once in a while, or a little bit rushed, or hi Emerald, how are you? Peace, love, and blessings. How art thou? How's your energy been? How are you? How's your heart? How's your day? How's everybody who's tuning in? The energy leading up until now is quite strong, and so I invite all of you to make sure that you are standing steady in what you believe in, what you are manifesting, and not allow these tests, because you will be getting tested depending on what you're manifesting and where you're at on your manifestation journey, not allow these tests to get the best of you, and to surround yourself with people who are at the exact same frequency. If they are not at the same frequency as you right now, do not hang out around them, even if they're like really, really close to your frequency. Make the conscious decision to be within your own energy. Hi, Ladybug. How are you? I just saw a bunch of ladybugs. I'm doing good. I've been having dreams that are literally helping me grow and develop. Yes. Oh my goodness, it's happening so much. I'm so glad you're paying attention. There were other people talking about that as well. They're there to like push out all of this stuff that needs to go so you can expand on every level. On every level, believe it or not. I've missed you via these lives. Emerald, we can't wait to have you back in class too. It was so fun having you there. It's yeah, it's been a wild roller coaster, but I will say, aside from people, like, there's so much energy between now and the 23rd for life changes and manifestation and healing, spiritual growth. Like, spiritual growth right now is very rapid if you're actually paying attention, just like you are watching your dreams. So leaning into your day-to-day practices and strengthening that is going to be really important. Last night in Z School for the Gifted, we went over shielding and protection, just super important during this time as well, because again, you have that shadow aspect happening. And so you're gonna likely feel energies maybe pulling on you, energies from the past, old mindsets even, right? But a lot of it is to illuminate the parts of you that need to evolve. Like, it's necessary for your soul expansion that you change these parts. So you might be getting dreams and memories from when you were super small. You might meet people that you haven't seen in forever. You might get messages or urges, or you might even get like, food cravings, or you might change your style of dress. Like, pay attention to that old energy happening around you, because those are all signals from the universe, from your inner child, from your highest self, that you need to break these cycles. You need to break these cycles. And I highly recommend also keeping some sort of journal, but now is not the time to be like driving through all of this energy. Like, this eclipse, this new moon, is going to intentionally slow you down so that you can focus and connect with your ancestors. You might even be experiencing a lot more deities or intensity of the messages that you are receiving, because they want to make sure that they are clear. And again, it's a massive portal. It's like a life transformation portal. So if you are investing in yourself or making changes in your house, the way you eat, the way you meditate, if you spend money on like a yoga mat, like that kind of stuff, when you invest in your health and your self-care, it's going to flourish down the road. It's the same thing for your business. Like obviously right now, since there is that kind of chaotic energy riding underneath everything, you want to make sure that you are being meticulous and being organized, right? Because we have the new moon in Virgo. So this is perfect time to plant some new seeds. But Virgo energy is like hyper focused on details. So if you need to like spread out your meetings, slow down, not post something, take a step back from your business, take a step back from your friends, take a step back from relationships so you can see with that bird's eye view and really create a plan, I highly recommend you do that for yourself right now, especially during September, because once we shift out of September, we move into October, which is a slower month for manifestations. And just a slower month in general, right? And then we also have Dia de los Muertos, and you're connecting with your ancestors. So it's going to be a different type of intentionality, and then it picks up again in November, and towards the end of the year. But it starts to get a little bit sleepy and fast again. So don't miss these opportunities to really change your life. Again, look at every aspect. Like if you're like, you know what, I've always wanted to stop smoking or not drink or not smoke weed. I really wanted to become a yoga teacher, or I really wanted to eat vegetarian, like whatever dreams you have for yourself, now would be the time for you to lean into it and take the time to be intentional. Because if you're going out to places that are going to be quite busy and chaotic, it's going to be really rough on your energy. 555 change. Oh, I am well happy to be here on your live. Definitely feeling a ton of different energies. Yeah. How are you managing? Are they just like dense energies? What kind of energies? I feel like my life is changing so rapidly. Every day I'm journaling and learning for hours. Yeah, exactly. It's like a quantum leap learning portal to yourself. It's so strange. Like you're just like eating all this information, blah, 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 blah. And then like if you're like hyper into journaling, like I'm the exact same way. Like you're in the perfect energy to be in right now, doing all this healing from my childhood things being made known that answer questions about myself. Good. I love that. Also, how have you moved yet? I don't remember. I know you said you were kind of working overtime. How's that going? I'm glad you are healing. It's like such a massively healing energy. Like if people are willing to look at the shadow aspects of themselves on a very deep level, meaning surrendering to the universe, highlighting to you that something needs to change, you're going to benefit from it so quickly. I started like one of the date, like the minute the energy started to shift, I was like, uh-oh. And I could feel all this energy like pulling in all these different directions. And I was like, oh, I have way too many things going on. So doing energetic cord cutting right now is going to be very advantageous for you. Even all the way back to people that you went to school with, people you've met, or even with friends, acquaintances. Like you can still do cord cuttings on like your friends and family and all that stuff, so you can call back your energy and make this leap through this portal. I always laugh because when you do cord cuttings, the people just pop up right away if it's like, the folks who have been attached. I like did a cord cutting, and let me know if you've been doing cord cuttings or if anybody needs help. And then it was like someone was like right by my door right after, and I was like, oh, of course. And then my phone was like buzz, 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 people, and I was like, I'm gonna do it one more. I'm gonna do one more. So I went out and also did some herbal shopping and things like that. Where I live, it's different than the States. Like there's not a lot of botanicas and things like that. So you got to really find your herbs in the right places. And it just was, yeah, it was so funny. It was so freaking funny. So I highly recommend that, whatever you are releasing, even from your inner child, like write that down and do a cord cutting, or, do a full releasing letter and just say that you cut all these energetic ties and blah, 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 blah. You do it with love and compassion, and then say why you're doing it. And also add in like do harm to none. And then you can also talk about the life that you're actually living. And you can burn that. Fire is amazing to use right now because fire also illuminates paths. It's very alchemizing. And it's like a quick phone call to the universe. And after your cord cuttings, make sure that you are bathing yourself. It's also a really good time to clean your house. Last night we were talking about money pathways and things like that. So make sure you're cleaning your physical things. If you don't want to carry certain things into this new life of yours, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of the photos. I always tell people to ask their ancestors and their guides to reveal things to you, reveal to you where the ties are. If you say reveal to me where the ties are, oh, they're going to be so happy. They're going to be so happy. You might not like it right away. But they are quick to respond, even down to like, your phone messages. I was going through my iCloud, fucking iCloud keeps everything. And I was like, oh no, honey. And then, Apple has it. So it's like so annoying, but it's like, I've had it for so long. It's like even if you delete it from your iCloud, from your phone and your computer, you have to go delete it from the cloud itself. Like it's the most redundant thing I've ever seen. So if you are deleting stuff, make sure you actually delete it from the cloud, or make sure you delete it from any digital drives, and clean out your phone. Like if you got extra apps, like if you don't want certain apps on there that don't align with who you are now or remind you of old people, like definitely get rid of them. Cord cutting, yes. Do lots of cord cutting. It's hard to explain, but I can feel the negative energy coming from close people in my life before it happens. Yeah, no, that's perfectly explained. Yeah, that's great. Does it make sense? My singing bowl helps incense, candles, and spiritual baths. Yes. Are you doing shielding and protecting so it doesn't like, I love that those are perfect. Candles, spiritual baths, incense, all the things. Yes, cord cutting every day. I finally made the decision to block my family. I have received so many memories that made me realize there is no love there, especially reading the Bible, describing what love is. Yeah, agape love, unconditional love. What did you discover in the Bible? I love knowing what people discovered. In all books, really. It's true, like sometimes family ties are rough energetically, and sometimes people know about it, and sometimes they don't, and so still same kind of thing. You do your cord cutting and you make peace with the situation, and it's just love and compassion from there for yourself, right? And be able to move on. Some I will also say for candle workings, be mindful of what you do as well. This energy is strong. Someone someone had booked, in the past, I've seen this happen. They're like, see, help me. And then I'm like, okay, what do you need help with? And they want all these changes. And, when the candle work hits, it hits, and it hits for a long time if you do it right, because it'll clear out everything. Because I do like banishing cord cuttings, road openings. Like I have a very like hoodoo type of practice, but then I also do one specific working that I love doing, and I call it divine intervention. And when you call in divine intervention, it's like get ready for the biggest tower moment you've ever experienced, but it's helpful. It's helpful, right? And some people, call in help. And I always say, just prepare for changes, for changes. Hi, Danielle, how are you? I keep forgetting to cord cut. Yeah, do some cord cutting right now. Someone just messaged me. Coffee it is. Hold the Baileys. They're funny. I told they're like coffee or drinks. I was like, I don't really like to drink. I don't like it. Hi Nia, how are you? Grand day, amazing souls. Shielding, yeah, shielding is a type of protection. It's literally like keeping things at bay, but it's almost like using your energy in a way so that when things hit you, it bounces off. It's another way of protection. It's more on like the energetic sides of things, on the energetic sides of things, and then you can use tools to enhance the shielding. But there's lots of shielding that you can do even out with interactions. I do it all the time, especially if I don't feel like someone's aligned, and I'll just shield while they're talking and kind of push it towards them. Like it's a literal shield. Energetically and all sorts of things. And then there's different ways that you can use it at different avenues. Yeah, so before I tell people to use shielding, if there's people in your energy, you need to look at why they're in your energy first. You have to look at why they're in your energy first. Because if they're easily able to get into your energy, it's because of your energy. And so shielding is not going to help you regardless. The well-known, 1 Corinthians 13, love is patient. It's kind, keeps no record of wrong. It always protects, always trusts. I repeat this every day to my inner child. I love that. That's amazing. Understood. Good. I'm doing well today. Started up, tired, but still moving. How are you, Z? How are you all in the chat? Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, I'm glad you started. Like, it almost sounds like maybe you had a slow wake up morning, which I love. I did the same. I had so much fun. I fell asleep last night, really peaceful, and I woke up really peaceful. Thanks for asking. And I actually fell asleep listening to one of my favorite songs by Toni Morrison. And I don't remember putting it on repeat, but I must have done it. And it was still playing like quietly, like lulled me to sleep or something. And then I woke up and I just was like having so many visions. And it made me really excited. And I just like rolled around in bed, really happy and peaceful and filled with joy. And it was raining and storming and I loved it. And I went around and lit my candles and I kept I don't have like blinds, but they're like sheer curtains. It was very romantic. I felt like I was having a romantic rising with myself. But I kind of left them a little closed. The wind was blowing. I was like, oh, I love this moment. And then I made myself some chia seeds with warmed fruit and things like that. It was very romantic. Very romantic. I had a date with myself. And then I laid back down in bed. And then I talked to some friends, caught up with them. I love my friends that I have now because I just woke up and like one of my friends was like, hello, beautiful sleepyhead, because it was like 10:30. I allowed myself to sleep in a little bit because I saw that there weren't any there's no signups today. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna sleep in. But it was so nice. I just loved hearing that message. It's like, hello, sleepyhead. I'm glad you're resting. And I was like, hi. It was really sweet. And my other friend messaged, and they were like, I'm curled up in bed working. I was like, oh my goodness, I love that. It was just like friend, I don't know, overload this morning, but in the best way possible. But my friend David was like, "What are you doing? My friend's here. What are you doing today? What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing this whole weekend? What are you?" It's like, hi. It's like me all around me. Hey girl, this eclipse is kicking my butt. I've been feeling tired and nauseous, waking up drenched in sweat. Everything is going wrong. I just had a mental breakdown 30 minutes. Okay. I love that you're laughing. Yeah, it's clearing. It's clearing out old energy. Let it happen. Let it happen and just love on yourself. Let yourself cry. If you gotta scream into that pillow, if you gotta cry, if you gotta journal and cry, if you gotta, sit in bed. Like, honestly, I had a moment the other day where I was just walking around. I was so tired from teaching. I laid on the bed and then I like sat up and I took my shirt off and I laid back on the bed. And then I just like shed some tears because I was like, oh, my body just wants to cleanse. But then I was too tired to take a shower, so I just walked around without my top on and like did all the things. So it's like, just let it just go with the flow, and everything is happening for you. So do your best to just say thank you. It doesn't help that my menstrual cycle started today. How is your menstrual cycle? Your menstrual cycle should not be causing issues. If it is causing issues, it's out of balance. I've had to teach myself what love is, and honestly, you and your kindness broke that hard shell for me to be good to myself. Oh, I feel so grateful. I'm so glad you love yourself. Everybody should love themselves so much. You always seem at peace. I am mostly at peace. Some days I'm not at peace. I think I got bit by a mosquito. There was a mosquito under my umbrella while I was walking. There's not much to be mad about. Like, I've just learned that I am in control of my emotions, and I am in control of how I choose to interact with life and love and friendships and money and clients. And like, the other day something happened, and like the old version of me would have been like, bleh! But this version was like, there's nothing, like, it doesn't bother me anymore. It doesn't bother me. And if I do feel like I'm not at peace, I do everything I can to make sure I get back to peace. And if that means like this week, like I didn't write for Mango Men, it felt off. I shifted my calendar a lot when I needed to. And that's how I stay at peace, So we have to really be open to peace, and remember that we can choose it. We can choose it every single day. Every single day. And I needed to go to the grocery store, but I was tired. And so I was like, I still have some food. I was like really grateful for that. And yeah, it is, I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh, that's really nice. Thanks, Z. I mean, Z. I read awesome Z, but said thanks, Z. Thanks, Nia. Adorable. Danielle, that sweat is a sign that you're kicking something out of your body. I hope your mental gets better and that things start going right. Sometimes things fall apart for the right things to piece together. Absolutely. As soon as you said mosquito, I got bit. I'm staring at a beautiful hawk right now, just perched on a fence. I swear. It's been storming, so the old mosquitoes are starting to hatch, So I'm like, don't touch me. I'm going to bathe in lemongrass today. As soon as you said this, I got bit. I'm staring at a beautiful hawk right now, just perched on a fence, living its life. It's so cool. I love that. I love birds. I was sitting in the rooftop pool at my friend's house before it was storming, and there's these huge birds. I don't know what their name is, but they're massive. Like, they're massive far away. And we were like talking about how cool they were. And then we like turn around to look at the ocean, and then one of them flies down and just like walks along beside the edge of the pool. And I was like, this is the coolest moment ever. Look at them living their best life. And we were like, and then another one flew from another building, like because she was at the top. We were just watching them fly over. And I was like, oh, it's like we're calling birds. This is great. Birds are awesome. I love birds. I do want to ask you all, have you been organizing your life lately? You should be. If you haven't already. Whoop. How are you organizing your life? In all aspects, right? Not just the things that you have, but the way you think. Organize your thoughts. I feel like it's easy for people in the spiritual community to say that, oh, I'm getting a lot of energy, but then not organize it and be productive with it at some point. Which like there's like a space for allowing whatever needs to come, but then people are like, I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I'm feeling really burnt out, I don't know what my guides want to do. And I'm like, well, organize also your thoughts and your messages. It's intentionality, because the more you meditate, the more things you're going to receive. And you ask for guidance, and so you're going to get a lot of guidance. So how are you organizing right now? Slowly but surely. I love that. Physically or spiritually or what? Or what? I am totally reorganizing my life in the happiest chaos. Yay! I'm tired, exhausted, thankful. Oh God, is it over? State I have ever been in. Oh, get ready. It'll be good. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, the harder it is, the more beautiful it's gonna be, right? Like once upon a time, there was a point in my life where I would be like screaming, yelling, trying to get through shit, all the tower moments, all the divine intervention, all the anxiety, the houselessness, like all of these things, like when is enough going to be enough, and then like conditioning and learning with time that the harder my path got, the more rewarding and beautiful my path got at the same time. Because there's also so much beauty in things falling apart. It's like knocking down a whole Lego thing. It's like the world is your oyster now. What are you gonna build? What's the universe about to build, right? Like let the universe bulldoze all the crap that we decided we were gonna put in our backpack like little kleptos and carry around, and spirit's like, why do you have that tiny, give me your backpack? And you're like, yeah. Right? That's how I have always felt. Every time I thought I wasn't gonna make it, I would believe. And then I would get comfortable within that chaos. Not in a toxic way, but in a way that was like, I'm gonna sit in the eye of the storm. Even if it hurts. Even if I can't see, even if I can feel that everything around me is just being burned down to the ground. Even if I don't know what's happening. Even if I want to question if God is there or my ancestors are there, or if I'm making the right decisions, like I'm so confused and I'm hurting and no one's here to support me, I would still, like, sometimes I would visualize I'm in the eye of the storm right now. I am okay. I am okay. How I interact with this storm is up to me. I can either try to run through this storm, or I can sit and focus on balancing myself until it passes, right? Like there's so many ways that you can choose to interact with what's happening around you. Catching the negative thoughts, turning it around with positive affirmation out loud. I love that. Observe, never absorb. Yeah, your seat of observance. Our relationship with God is new and so bomb. I love that. We are so locked in. It's the best relationship that has happened. I love that. Yeah, relationship with God is so amazing. Regardless of, whether or not people believe in God as in the Bible or the universe, spirit, Buddha, Allah, like it's all the same energy, you know? It's so loving. It's so loving because it's like you look around at life and like there's no way I'm not loved. You know, it's like there's no way. There's no way. Of course I'm loved. I like sometimes you gotta say that and remember it and like remember that you have the strength within you to also co-create with God and spirit in the universe. You can co-create and God will always provide. And even when I felt like, you know, should I spend this money? I would just pray to God and I'd be like, God, if you don't want me to do this, I want you to block everything. I'm like, I want you to shut my account down. Make it not work. Just block, 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 block. I would do that all the time. And still now it happens. Like if it's just not, there is no attempting. Like if it's to the point where like if I click it's not like, oh, it's an error where it's like, oh, should I like keep, no, it's like an error, it explodes. Like all the things, my computer shuts down, the power goes out, right? Like spirit's like, is that clear? And I'm like, okay. You know, you keep building that connection so that it's like undeniably embedded in you that you are so loved and that it's okay to ask for help and advice, guidance, and protection, and just be like, God, I'm really trying hard to not make poor decisions anymore. So could you guide me to the right people and tell me that it's okay to do this? Ah, another friend. Oh, it's Jer. Jer. Yes, the love is next level. I'm like, oh my gosh, my next love will be the greatest because of the foundation I'm building right now. Exactly. 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 It's so true. And you know, God is going to send you exactly who is meant for you. Exactly who is meant for you. It's not great. It's not, you don't really have to do much other than to love yourself, let God love you, receive blessings, and help humanity. That's all. The rest is taken care of. The rest is taken care of. I was walking today and I like had this thought. It was an old thought, and I was like, oh, I want to release that. And then I looked up and there was someone with a shirt on, and it was like, oh, chosen one, something, something, and then it was Psalm 23 on the back, and it had like all these symbols on it. And I was like, how can I not be at peace? You know, it's like, I give it to you. I give it to you. I just sat on my bed and just stared at the wall and said to myself, it's going to be okay. Take a deep breath. It's all happening for a reason. Just go with the flow. Exactly. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. And even if you want to sit there and say, like, ah, not that. It's the mosquito was biting. Sorry. That was poor timing. But even if you want to sit there and say, like, I choose to believe, you know, back it up. Because sometimes when you're so deep in it, even just saying, I just go with the flow can almost feel like you're ungrounded. And then you can ground yourself with something, right? I choose to believe that I am not doing this alone. I choose to believe that everything is blah, 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 blah. I choose to like really choose it. Choose it. I choose to be happy, even if this hurts and I want to cry and I want to scream. And I am happy underneath. Right? Like I choose like take some strength in that moment too, right? We go with the flow and then we go, I choose something else. I choose something else. I came from the Nation of Islam, Buddhism in my Cali era in my 20s. I was into more science. Ah, cool. Studied everything, but this relationship is beyond everything that I learned externally. Ah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I love all the connections. Yeah, I totally get that. I started tapping my wrist and asked God to remove my anxiety. Beautiful. then I kept saying, this is a part of the plan. You'll be okay. Just go with the flow. Don't stress. Absolutely. And even like since like you pray and do all those things, just say, I give all my pain to you. I give all my pain to you. You know, I give it away. I don't want it. I don't want it. You can take it. And I always say, you know, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And I just talk about green pastures every time. And sometimes when I would feel that pain and that grief just like come to the surface, it was all I was it was always like when I would be heading to the water because my body was trying to release and I was in so much pain, but I didn't have a safe place to grieve. And so God was giving me a safe place um, at the water. And I always had my rosary there. And anytime it was like right when I would get close to the water, I would just break down into tears and I would just grab my rosary and just and say my psalms and like say my prayers and then just like give it all away. I would just like feel so much better. I feel so much better. I'm glad you're all doing that. I started deep breathing and drinking water and repeating that and then calmed down. Then I saw notification that you were live. Ah, the universe sent her to help me feel better. Yes, God loves you. No, it's so true. God does love you. God loves all of you, you know? And it's normal. This process is normal. I don't think we talk about it enough. All the pain and the grief and the sadness and the tower moments and the interventions and the part of quantum leaping that people don't want to talk about, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people capitalize on just the manifestation and that kind of stuff. But where they lose people is the actual healing. And it puts like this like energy of it being impossible because a lot of people, unless they've done their own healing, they can't teach people how to heal. They can't teach them how to truly heal on a deep level. And I also feel like allowing God into your life, that energy, is not as easy as people think. Not as easy as people think in a way that is ethical, right? In a way that is generationally healing. And because it's like many of us healers who do believe in God or spirit or the universe, it's like we're rewriting our connection and how it looks and what it feels like in a different way, in more of an unconditional love, agape way. And we may not agree with everything in the Bible, or we may not agree with certain people's ways of living, but we do still love God in many ways, and we just have different practices and that kind of stuff. So I love that we're all able to talk about it because it's very healing. It's very healing. But when God has your back, God has your back. But God will teach you so much about who you are, because you know God has to go in and remove all the things that you thought were God. Ain't that the truth? You know what I mean? God has to go remove it so that like there's space for what you're about to receive. Like, and you know, like even sharing like all these things very similar to what you all have been through. Like, I didn't know where I was going to end up. I didn't know I was going to end up here. I didn't know I was going to end up with some of the best friends. I didn't know that I was going to end up with amazing clients, with like an amazing space to live and just great things, right? Like the ocean, the ocean, or like talking to birds or people who love birds and fairy friends and just random things, random things I didn't know. But no one writes it better than God, I say. No one writes it better than God. No one's a better storyteller. Just yes, did that the other day. Definitely give it to God. I just did that a few days ago, and clarity is amazing. The dreams, the work became lighter. Good. You bring peace and joy and happiness and just exude divine energy. So that's how I figured the universe sent you as a form of healing. Aww, I'm filled with God. And to help my nerves calm down with your gentle divine energy. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm always here to help you all. Always here. Always here to help and hold space. I took out my notebook and wrote down every promise Gabe said is it Gabe said or God said? Because I've never been able to fully trust anybody. And when I was done, I was so calm and fulfilled. That's so amazing. I love that. Fulfillment is such a beautiful energy to be in. Yes, that removal process is so real. I'm so glad to be hearing this right now. It's like more confirmation. Good. Yeah. It's like it is, and it hurts. And like I went through it. I'm glad that I had all that time in the got bit up. I'm so sorry. I keep pausing and I'm moving all over because these mosquitoes are trying to eat me. But I totally understand like what you're all going through, because I went through the process while my family was there. They weren't there. They didn't understand what I was doing. Um, they didn't. I feel like on a subconscious level, maybe my mother did. But even then, still some hurtful things were being done, and I I stood with God every day, and even when I went to church, I didn't care what people thought. I didn't care if I would walk out that door, with my Bible and all, like I didn't care. I didn't care if I wore a big sweater that said Jesus on it. Like I didn't care, because I could feel that it was real, and whatever was going to happen for me and for you, like it's so much better than the life that we thought we wanted. And it doesn't mean like when you connect with God, like your wants and all those things go away. It's just God teaches you what love actually feels like, so then when you do want something, you know that it's for your best self and it's not for somebody else. Like you want from a place of unconditional love and compassion for yourself and those around you. And that agape love you don't want from a place of fear, of greed, of sadness, of anger, of political things. Like you don't operate like that anymore. And um I don't know why this is important, but I was thinking about this the other day, and how, like, even if you look at like Jesus, for instance, like Jesus preached to poor people. Like I feel like people forget that. I feel like people forget that. You know, it's it's so much more than we think than we think. Um, and there's a lot of unlearning, unlearning about what church means, what community means, what a Bible means. Because I do feel like you can still have your Bible and resonate with certain parts and not resonate with the whole thing. I think I had shared before, like one of my friends who I had found in the church, that I was in. It wasn't really a church. I didn't really call it church. It was like community. Um, she had the best group because she was like, does anybody else disagree with this? Like that's where the power is, to be able to ask questions. Because the universe, God, like whatever you believe in, is like, it's not like you're cuckold to only doing one thing. Like God expects you to ask questions, expects you to like lose your way, expects you to need help, expects you to cry, expects you like all this stuff. So it's like you might as well just enjoy the journey and ask. And it's okay to like turn to God and be like, I'm really uncomfortable right now. I'm really upset with you and I'm trying not to be. And I know this for like, it's okay to do that. Like, it's perfectly okay to have that conversation, and also have those days of like, could you please just show me you love me today? Please. I know you do, but like, show me. Show me. Have a relationship. Hey, beautiful. It's been an eventful day, but I'm so grateful to be here. Hi, Dee. Hope everyone is doing okay. You are loved. See, even more confirmation. Even more confirmation. And I'm having so many thoughts and things like that. Um, Is there anybody in the chat who like doesn't feel like they resonate as closely with God, or like is still a little bit hesitant? I'm always curious. I'm always quite curious to see like what that energy feels like. Well, I mean, I was definitely there, but I mean, like what it feels like in other people, because that's also normal. Because I also don't want to create a space where people who are like, I would love to connect with God, but I've got too much church and I'm not trying to talk about it like that. I want you to also be able to feel safe to say that, and know that it's okay to say that. It's okay to say that. Um, and again, it's okay to question things. And last night we were having a very open discussion about like different types of root working things and race and all sorts of stuff. So know that everyone is welcome to share their opinions as long as they do so safely. But I feel like everybody has their own journey. But I will say definitely for me, like, and how I view God and what that word means to me, I've had a happier life. I've had a happier life. And even as I sit here and talk about God, I've got my tattoos, I've got this on. Like, I celebrate all aspects of my culture and cultures and what I believe in, and I've got my root drac here, and I've got my rosemaries. I do have rosemary though. I have my rosaries over there, and my Bible by my bed with my Siddhartha book. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like you know spirit, God doesn't want us to like feel so separated. We all go through the same things. We all go through the same things, so we might as well just do it together. 7:37. That reminds me of a plane. Well, not anymore. Yeah, it makes sense. And I invite all of you, like, if there's people in your life who, are having a hard time, like, have, like, hold space for them. You don't have to, like, obviously talk about God if they don't believe in God, but, like, remember what it was like for you to go through all of this, because it's important. It's important. And, have conversations with people who don't have the same belief as you. Even if you don't call yourself religious, like, or spiritual, like, it doesn't matter. Like, be open to having conversations with other people. That's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to see the commonalities. Like, I think I had shared on one of the lives when I had met that person from I think it was from Iraq or Iran, I don't remember. And he was telling me about all of his scars and things like that, and we talked about his beliefs and my beliefs, and how he also believed in God, but just all of these commonalities, and just like how we agreed that we all needed to just love each other more. And so you can have these really healing conversations, and remember that um, if we just are open to it, life would be so much better. Yes, I was so judgmental of God, church, Jesus. I judged it all. But after my summer, I love I love life and every different dimension and frequency of it, the most low and the most high. It's all one. Exactly, it's all one. That's what's so great. Yeah, this summer was very life changing. I'm unsure about God, Jesus. That's fair. Do you were you a part of the a church before, or like is that energy kind of follow you, or just curious? Asking questions. I agree, we should all be able to talk with different people, or we just stay stuck and don't grow more. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. um like, there's no point in us like having all that friction. Like, it just, it's like the opposite. It's the opposite of what the universe is and what everybody desires. If everybody desires longing and love and happiness and guidance and like family or friends, like, why would we do the opposite? You know, it makes no sense. Wouldn't it be great to just go outside and know that everybody accepted each other and loved each other? How free would that feel? You can just envision that. I do it all the time. I meet the best people when I like consciously do that, because you put that energy out there and you can't help but magnetize it and help people feel really good, really good, even if you don't, you know, speak the same language, which I'm experiencing so much right now. But trying is caring. But it's, we're all also humans, and humans need compassion and community and love and tenderness and learning and growth, and we're all on a journey. We're all in our little spaceships. We might as well all dock at the same place and eat some food and hang out and turn on some music and let God send the messages so that we could all have fun. You know what I mean? Yes, I was involved with religion, church, but not so much now. That makes a lot of sense. Healing church hurt is so challenging. So challenging. I feel like there's still a part of me that, will always be a little cautious depending on where spaces I go into. Even though I feel comfortable, there's always that feeling of like God and what people believe about the occult. Even, and we're not going to go down the spiral of how it's all the same, but like there is that hesitancy sometimes, and that makes a lot of sense in so many ways. And if people resonate with the universe, then that is what they believe in. Like one of my friends, we had an interesting conversation recently, and she actually was listening to conversations with God, and like it really kind of awakened things in her, and she was asking, my beliefs and things like that, and I was like, I believe in a universal power, and that it also lives in us, but I also believe in talking to the energy and it talks back, while also believing that we co-create at the same time. So when you put the energy out there, it responds, right? Because like energy always finds like energy. But I do believe in God, and I do believe in co-creating and divine intervention and things like that. And she was just smiling at me, and she was like, but it lives in us, right? But she's like, I was like, yeah, and like other things. And so she was like, yeah. She's like, I don't necessarily believe in God, but I do believe in God, but not in the same way. And I was like, that makes sense too. We're just kind of sitting there like, what is all this? Like have that feeling of curiosity, of exploring what's right for you. That is okay. I still have my favorite Bible verses. Ooh, which one's your favorite? I agree. I still feel hesitancy as well. I honor their beliefs, but it's when they try to tell me my magical ideas are wrong. Yeah, and in those moments, like I just look at them, and it has nothing to do with God. It has to do with them, you know? And I just learned that when I would go to worship or anything like that, I would go because I wanted to know God, and I wanted to know what God had for me in that space, because God led me there. And so I did a lot of healing. And so there were good things there. And then there were other people who just hyper believed in different stuff. It took things literally. Um, and then there were also people like me. And then there were other religions in there too. So like our journey with God is with God. Like even as a community, we will get together and share our thoughts, but our walk is always with God, like footsteps. I'm literally seeing that right now. I love that. Footsteps. I haven't read that in a while, but it always would hang over my grandmother's rocking chair, and I would stare at it because I always have like we were having I had a very hard life. And I used to read that on the back of her chair, and it would like calm me down. And I would like start to eat again, um, and not do other dangerous things to myself. But like there's like this peace in the energy. Um, and my mom was saying, it was like me, my mom, and my sister. And my mom believes in God, but she doesn't practice as much anymore. Um, and so she was like, either way, it's good for people to believe in something, even if they can't believe in themselves. Yeah, to believe in something loving them, right? Because sometimes the world can be very isolating. It can be very isolating. And so carrying that belief of like, I don't know what it is, but something loves me, that's gonna save lives. So either way, like, it is good. Ooh, I'm bad with like, let me look. I could get my Bible. 2, 4, would you say 4 through 7 or 17? 4 through, I'm gonna save it so I have it. Temporary difficulties and afflictions produce a greater, eternal, and incomparable glory for believers. I love that. That's perfect for everybody. Everybody should read that if you like it. If it resonates with you, everything happens for a reason. Thank you for sharing that. I've been raging a lot and releasing my primal rage within my womb. Good. That's important. Sacred rage. Sacred rage. If anybody ever wants to listen to my podcast, I have an episode called Alchemizing Sacred Rage. I could share it with you all. Might like it. Let me see. It's actually on the podcast tab of YouTube. It's also on Spotify. The podcast is there. I love that you're doing that. It's important to do that right now. It's very, very important. Sometimes I just feel like getting upset. I haven't actually felt upset in a long time. like that sacred rage upset. I did feel a lot of it before I came here, and I had to because I was clearing my womb space too. I was birthing a lot of mother wounds and ancestral wounds, and so it was like it was like, oh, I'm going under right now. I think, I don't remember if I posted it, but I had a video of me outside the rage room, actually, because I had just left, because I tell people to go to the rage room where you can go like break glass and do all the things and be within your rage in a healthy way. And that's why I do kickboxing, and you got to be able to get it out of you. Otherwise it stays, and it's not what it's meant. And it's so old. It's so old. It can like consume you, and there's your ancestors' rage too. And I know that people don't know what they're like. Why do I have to heal for my ancestors? It's like, you get the opportunity to heal for them. Wouldn't it be great to just say thank you that you're even here because of them? You wouldn't be here without them. Literally. If one of the earlier ones didn't make it, you would not exist. Just so we're clear. I'm always happy to release for my ancestors. I love my ancestors a lot. Right now is a good time to thank them because they're helping you right now, Put out some extra food. I was tending a lot to my altar. Feed your altars if you have them, light candles. Do your money workings. Get really organized because this energy, it's going to reveal a lot about you and who you are and what you're calling in, and kind of in a way like what you're made of right now, like that's what's really happening. It's almost like the universe is like putting you on a platter and like opening you up, like operation, like operation and being like, let's really see what you're made of. Do you want to see what you're made of? Let's see what happens, right? Because there's no way you're gonna know who you are unless you look. And when you ask God for help, God will give you the biggest fucking microscope on who you are. God will always do that. And you're like, dang, who put that Cheeto in there? How long has that been there? You know what I mean? And God's like, boop. Ow. Oh, that hurts. It's gotta go. I want the Cheeto. It's holding up this thing. No, right? I love my analogies. I know you do too. I love my ancestors and I love how it's something that they change your life when you connect with them. Yeah. They literally go to bat for you all day long. All day long. I feel like sometimes I wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for my ancestors. Like, I know that they love me so much. They're always around and they talk so loud. Indeed, yes. Our ancestors love us. They love us so much. All they want is to see us happy. That's all. That's all. Can you believe that? All God, the ancestors, and angels want is to see us happy. If you woke up with that belief every single day, how would you feel? Right? I love how God will reveal who you are through circumstances that we will never fully know because we are always transforming. Yeah, we're always transforming, ascending, growing, loving, helping, healing, enjoying, experiencing. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. People forget about the soul's journey. Expansion is different, you know? Yeah, I love my ancestors. I mean, they literally just told me that a storm was coming through a person. You know, I was like, thank you for telling me that. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. It's just so like, they're so kind. Like, they don't have to tell me that. They could let me stand in the freaking storm, but they don't whatsoever. They keep me from making bad mistakes. And I love it so much. Everybody should talk to their ancestors more and 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 more. I love God. Our relationship has looked different in different seasons, and I'm grateful for their presence. I love my ancestors too. They have a special place in my heart. I love that. I'm glad that you love God. I'm glad that you love. It's funny how you go out and you meet people. The ancestors pull me aside and be like, no, that person isn't good for you. Yeah. And they talk, every ancestor is different, you know what I mean? Like you just know. You just know. I love is specifically with my New Orleans ancestors. They will possess someone in a heartbeat to protect me. Like from anything. Like from literally anything. And they'll always let me know they're there. My French ancestors be holding it down. I love it. My like Latin ancestors are fucking woo. My Latin ancestors. Ciao. Good luck. Good luck. They'll rip you a new one. I love them all. They're all great. I love you, Z. Oh, nothing. I'm driving to Louisiana right now, but I wanted to say hi before I dipped out. Oh, sending love to you too. I heart you. Thanks for saying that. Oh my gosh, have so much fun in Louisiana. Have so much fun. Oh, what a fun trip. I actually miss driving back and forth, even though I was always caught in a storm. Like it felt like a very like healing thing, and then when I would get there, it'd be gone. I was like, huh. Thanks for stopping by. Have fun. Are you going to New Orleans? Where are you going? You don't have to tell us. It's a privacy thing. You don't have to. Oh, so D. Hi, I like your new profile pic. I love. Yeah, you do love. Yeah, it's so incredible. It's so incredible. I talk to my ancestors all the time. I'm like, what y'all want today? You want some cacao? You want some of this? And they're like, we want this. It's like, you want this? Just kidding. No, they're awesome. Ancestors will get you through some really tough times because they know so much. They know so much. I miss going to New Orleans and feeling their, like, even though I feel their presence here, and they will, their possession is wild and I love it. But like, there was nothing like, there's nothing like the possession in New Orleans. Like I've not, like it's wild here to see it, but it's like even stronger on that land. It's so cool. They're so cool. They do weird things, spirits. It's awesome. I love it so much. Like I was like, is this real? Hi, Jamila. How are you really, Z? Like no holding back? I've been good. I'm tired. No holding back. I'm really fucking tired. I'm really tired. I have been putting in the grind for my business. I'm actually celebrating 4 years of my business during the eclipse and the equinox. It's when I started my business. Um, I'm really tired and I'm exhausted and I love my life. I do. I love my life, but I just like I need to sleep. I need to sleep and sometimes when you work for God, you have a different calling. Like I have a very different calling and I know that. I know that. And that can sometimes be hard. It can be hard. And some people don't respect that. And I don't know, I feel really grateful at the same time. I feel like I'm gonna cry on my anniversary for my business, not because of like, oh my gosh, I made it, but because it's like no one really knows the like it makes me emotional just think about it. Like nobody really knows the blood, sweat, and tears that like I've been through and what it takes to go live this much or to teach every week and to like protect my business because people want to take advantage. um, and to hold space for hard conversations and be a spiritual teacher and be as disciplined. Like I'm very disciplined, very, very disciplined because it's what I enjoy doing, but it's also a part of my path and I love doing it, but not many people can be disciplined like this to this extent. And it can be a little lonely sometimes. And I love my friends, but there's still some aspects where, I still teach them things and that's okay. But I'm tired. I'm so tired. And yeah, I'm really, really tired and I feel like it's hitting me as I get closer to this 4 years. And I was also just telling my friend that I have been so busy running my business that I don't even have time to celebrate my milestones. Like I barely celebrated being on TV. I barely celebrated being an award-winning poet, a award-winning international writer. Like I have so many awards that I've never shared. I like just recently monetized, my Substack. I monetized my music twice. Like there's like all these things I just like I don't even have the energy. I don't have the energy, but I will always have, energy for you and yeah. like this chapter I'm like really rewriting, and I thought about it today as I like slept in and just like allowed myself to be whoever I wanted to be, and like just turned my phone off. Um, and my friend, she really wants to take a trip for, you know, the Equinox to someplace very sacred. And, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Old me, yes, would risk everything to be there. New me, New me wants to lay in that bed with my Bible and Siddhartha, rest, and then walk to my other friend's house down the street and sit by that bonfire. Like, yeah, I'm in a very reflective mood, and yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, like people don't really understand what it means to run a business like this, the way, at least the way I run my business, and to do it divinely. And the trauma I've gone through running a business and being divinely led is different than running a usual coaching business, because coaching businesses have this like certain rhythm, but I work for God, and so that leads everything, and it always looks different. It always looks different, and I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know what next week is going to bring, and that's my life. And my friend was like, it makes me really nervous that you don't know. But I was like, it's okay. Like, I've accepted this path. And I've also like pledged my life to helping people, because that's what I want to do. My soul is very different than most. I created a massive rate, and I know that's for a reason. And I know that these new people who are coming into my life are here to also help me with that. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot. I'm feeling like I could laugh, I could cry, I could sleep, I could eat a bowl of, I don't know, fruity pebbles, but not really, because it'll make me sick. you know, um, I could use a nap or a vacation. Congrats, I've been watching you for over a year. When I was so lost and you were like a hope, it helped me. Oh, that makes me want to cry. I'm so happy it helped. I'm so happy. See, this is why I do it. This is why I don't stop working. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all. Aw, thanks, Nia. This weekend is a great time for you to catch up on Reci, as we have the dark moon, new moon on Sunday. Yeah, it's so true. Circus Faye. Oh, fun. Yeah, I'm going to. That's what my soul, like I told my friend, I was like, my soul and my body don't want to travel to that temple. you know? And she showed me this picture. It was so wild. Someone had this tattoo of this like Mayan priestess, and it looked just like me. And she was like, "Bruh, I saw your face." I was like, "What?" She took a picture of her friend's calf tattoo, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. See, the magic finds you no matter what. I'm gonna take a nap." Hi, Elle. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Elle. Uh, so many amazing things. Congratulations. Thank you. Yes, divinely led, absolutely. Yeah, divinely led life is different. Most don't understand. I want to comfort them, but it's like, well, it's truly divinely led. Yeah, the divinely led part is wild. It's different. Your list of accomplishments are amazing. It's so awesome just to hear your list. That's amazing. That's so. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing my best to try and share it, and I just feel like I make so much content. By the time I do it, it's like I can barely push anything at one time. It's like I push one thing, and then, you know, duh. It's like, but it all works out in the end. Um, yeah, it all works out in the end. All the feels for sure. I love your name, Circus Faye. I was thinking the same thing, Al. You should probably connect with him. C is inspiring for sure. Oh, y'all are sweet. But the reality is, even people who plan don't really know what's really going to happen and aren't leaning on such a great power. Yeah, exactly. I just lean into my journey and trust, not in a reckless way. Not in a reckless way, because, God doesn't teach you to be reckless. You teach yourself to be reckless. You are an amazing person. You deserve to celebrate yourself. Life is a bit hard. As a divinely lit person myself, exactly. But every bit of your life is worth it. I see you and I hear you. Thanks, Steve, for asking such a good question. No one ever really asked me that. You're like the first person to ask me that in a very, very long time. My best friend actually asked me that when I lived in Santa Barbara, but she passed away a long time ago. Like my friends they're good, but like I have a different, you all know, you're all the same. Like when you have a different depth to you, it's a different life. Just like you're saying, divinely led. It's a different life. It's a different calling. It's a different way of existing and feeling compassionate and holding space and trusting. Like trusting through all the hardship and no money and spiritual attacks and learning about yourself and taking accountability and trying again. And like when I shut my business down for a whole year and I just trusted and then brought it back because God said now it was time, right? And so like my friends would be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't hang out with you because I can't tell you everything. And that's okay. I'm hanging with my boyfriend today and wanted to say hi, love all y'all. Oh, are you doing crafts today? Sorry if I missed any messages. I've been driving home, just left, helping my sister finally move back home after 2.5 months. Aw, good for you. How's it being around sis? I'll always ask you whenever I feel called to because I know you need it. Thanks. Yeah, Dee, you're very intuitive. You're very intuitive. I spend most of my time asking myself with my journal. That's why dogs are great. Even though they don't ask, they kind of ask. You know what I mean? A new level of transparency. Thank you. I love your name too. Oh, you two need to connect. I do appreciate that. I've learned to lean in and be my best, silly, crazy, guided, and disciplined self. Yay! You lead by a very good example. Thank you. Oh, Jamila, that's so sweet. Hugs to all of you. Hugs to all of you. Yeah, I like honestly at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that all of you are happy and you are getting what you need. Yeah, and just respect and love and happiness are. I literally just got a notification and I never use this app from the Apple thing and it says reflect on your day. Who sent you? Who sent you? I was so proud of myself. I told my friend too, I was like, and all of you should do this. It's like, I'm just going to celebrate every moment of everything and just be proud of myself. I was like, I paid for my second month of rent in this new country and I am so proud of myself. Like, there was once a day when I was like breaking even every single time. Like I was just making it my business, or I was like in the red and then I was in the green and I was in the red and I was in the green. And now it's like I can afford to live here. And that's an accomplishment. I'm going to celebrate that. You all should celebrate everything. Everything. In my improv class, we like did this circle and we celebrated so loud, but we made the like thing really simple. Like they would get in, they would do like a whole thing, and they're like, you know what? I brushed my hair today and we had to cheer like an amphitheater cheer. And it was so fun. It was so fun. I highly recommend you do it with your friends or yourself in the mirror every single day. People don't get it, and I no longer bend to make others feel okay, but I do appreciate meeting others who get it. Yeah. Yeah. You just got to choose what's best for you. Yeah, exactly. And I love my friends. Like I love them and they're so God given. Like it's wild that they're God given. Um, and then there's always this, like this energy. I feel like I've always been like this since I was little. There's this energy that still feels, even though I'm safe with them, just like all of you are safe when your soul tribe comes in, I still feel the safest with God. Like, and my ancestors and my guides, because they're so consistent and they understand. Like I don't even have to tell them, like they just know. Um, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, maybe it's just because I spend too much time in the spiritual realm, but like it's like, yeah, I don't know. I've been around her as much as possible, and she had a hot water heater flood her house in July. Oh no! So I do the most I can to help with the kids are lately at the house unpacking and such. Oh, you're so sweet. I'm glad they have you. Oh my gosh. A flood? Oh, geez. I flooded my washing machine recently. Well, I didn't flood the washing machine. I so like this one, you have to move the like pipe or the little tube. So I have to pull it from the thing and put it into the drain basically. And I decided to get lazy with it, even though Ben was like, make sure you watch it. And I was like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm gonna like make a little thing. And then I turned around and there was that tube facing up, just like whoosh, all this stuff all over the kitchen. I was like, well, that's an issue. uh, I'm glad that you had help or they had help. My flood was not nearly as bad as like a water heater, but it was definitely like I was like standing in puddles, like this cannot be good. This cannot be good. And I immediately started thinking the mosquitoes. I just grabbed a bunch of sheets because I have a ton of them and like laid them on the ground. It's like turned on all the fans. Oh, what a life. What are you all celebrating this equinox? What sort of accomplishments have you had? Share whatever you want. I want to celebrate all of you. Celebrations, come on. It's a celebration. Celebrate. I want to know what you're all celebrating, no matter what it is. My feet are so dirty. I was walking through the rain with flip flops on. I mean, you kind of just gotta wear sandals here, but like, my feet are dirty. I'm gonna hop into the shower after this. Tell me what you are celebrating. Your accomplishments. I want to know. We're all going to celebrate. You know what this little thing says? Since we were just talking about friendship, it says friendship is a sheltering tree by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Isn't that funny? We were just talking about friends, and I've heard a lot of shade tree things lately. Friendships are like that. So are relationships, like romantic relationships. I just feel like I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't even have the energy to date right now. I think after these next couple of days, I'll feel a little bit better. I'm in the same energy as most of you all. I'm just, you know, yeah, it's a lot running a business. I love it so much. And then just makes me want to overwork. It's so fun. It's so fun. It's so fun talking to all of you and being there and hearing all of you. And I literally was thinking again about the tarot card moment when you all came back just so happy. Like, that's why I do this. I love seeing all of your shiny, bright faces having fun. Like, that's all I need. Keeps me going to know that you're all happy. I will also say for this equinox, make sure you're eating really healthy. You need it. Make sure you're eating food that is nourishing for the body, easy to digest, all the fun things, and just make life accessible if you can. Don't complicate things for this eclipse. Again, like, don't go into too many crowded spaces. It's a lot of energy. It's a time for you to rest and plant seeds and transform. It's a transformational time. And, bring your magic out during this time. Bring your magic out. Oh my goodness, yay! I stopped drinking and smoking weed. Yay! Amy, I love that. Congratulations. That's huge. You know how hard it is to do that? To start a new cycle? That's huge. I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you. How's it feel? How do you feel now? Oh, I remember when I stopped drinking and smoking weed. I felt like a whole brand new alien. I was like, this hoe is new. Look what I can do. Look at me go. Look at me. Look at me flow. Look at me. Look at me. I had all this freaky ass energy. It was weird. Yeah. And like salvia and then other things, it's there's spirituality to it, but also like a lot of people don't use it that way. And it's not supposed to be recreational either. But we're taught to kind of use it that way. And sometimes, like, when we talk about spiritual journeys and ascending, it's best to avoid anything that does overly stimulate you or cause like disruptions in your way of thinking, or like I'm getting a vision. Sorry, I'm losing my words. Why am I saying that? Girl. I was just saying. Yeah. Oh, like, I'm trying to think. I think a couple of my past partners, they smoked a bit. Okay. I need to go in like 5 minutes, 4 minutes. I feel clear. Yeah. Don't you? It's weird. It's weird. You feel brighter. Like you can think. Like you can think. A lot of people are also allergic to weed and they don't know it. And so they think they're high and all these things. It's like, nah, bro, you're having an allergic reaction. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. Getting to know the real me. Exactly. That's what I talk about in More Than Worthy. That's why, giving yourself the 6 months or any sort of transitional time is important. You got to really like eat better, remove the things that weren't working for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to strip everything about your life away so you can see who the heck you are. Like, who are you at your core? What do you like? What do you dislike? Like, are these even your hobbies or are they someone else's hobbies? Do you even have hobbies anymore? Or have you forgotten about it? Right? Or like, how many stimulants are you actually using? Does your body really know how to sleep or not? Like, you have to remove everything. That's why I enjoy me a good divine intervention, when they just like zap me out of the universe and are like, change. I'm like, well, it's all for the highest good. Walking around with like underwear on or something, like, I got this. All crispy from the zap. You just go with it. You just go with it. There's blessings on the way. There's blessings on the way. That's all you have to remember. And they're already yours. And the visions that you get always come true. They always come true. It's just, you just have to journey towards them. You have to journey towards them. Some people get caught in receiving. Some people get caught in receiving messages and visions, and then they forget to take action. They forget to take action because they're like, oh my gosh, God showed me all these things. I'm like, yes, it's so possible if you move forward. You just have to move. Like, go on your path. And then it becomes true. It always becomes true. I had to learn that a lot over and over again. And trust my visions. It may not always come in the way that you think, but the energy is still the same. Absolutely. Yeah. Just trust. You have to trust. Trusting can be hard depending on what you've gone through, And still trusting God every once in a while can feel daunting. Trusting something that you can't see. But it's in everybody. It's in you when you look in the mirror. It's in the food you eat. It's in the air that you breathe. Even if you stop and take like a deep breath when you wake up. Oh, thanks, God. I can still breathe. Even like when I would go into the ocean, I'm like, holy moly, this water is great. Splash. I'm like, this is such a gift. I can't believe that it is this temperature. Like, sometimes you just got to take that lens on life of allowing yourself to experience everything with so much deep joy that life just becomes a fairy tale. It becomes a fairy tale. It's so amazing. And you know what I love about here is a lot of these people love nature and are so grounded and appreciate life. Like, they appreciate life and they appreciate their animals and they appreciate people. And you can see it in the way that they live and when they're at the water. And I just see people like just having fun in the water, floating for no good reason, just in the middle, just enjoying life. And there's all these dogs, and the dogs are like socialized, not like in the US. And there was this little dog, and it was like, because its owner was like swimming around. And he was like, oh, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. And then he did his like floating thing and like was like splashing, like he was doing his inner child stuff. And then he comes back and he unhooks his dog, and his dog just like goes free into the water, like, I was like, and everybody just laughed. It was like you couldn't help but be happy. Just have to look at life and just like enjoy it. Like, just friggin' enjoy it. Enjoy it so much. Just have fun. I appreciate you for who you are. I thought I was saving a photo on Facebook and hit save. Then you popped up. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, thank you. Always happy to help everybody. I'm always happy to help. But do your best to look at life for how beautiful it is. It's so beautiful. Like, lay in bed and just be like, wow, I have a bed. Or I have something over my head, or I have walls, or I have internet. I have lights. I have this pen. I have this cup. I and a face. Like, appreciate everything about you and just see how great you wake up. Like, savor that morning when you wake up. Savor it, and it'll carry with you the whole rest of the day. Today, someone took my card away while I was done. I was just like, thank you. It's so thoughtful. Just thank people. People are so sweet. We don't thank people enough. It would bring so much light to you and them. So I invite you this weekend to enjoy yourself. I am dropping Adventures of a Single Chick Millennial on Sunday, an episode, not Mango Men. Nope. And I will be back next week for class. And I really hope to see all you in class, and I'll be sharing very soon what the topics are going to be. I accidentally saved over all of them, and now they all say tarot. So I will fix that in the event calendar if you have it on your Google Calendar. It's in the description. You're welcome to add it. I will fix it. I'm going to go rest. I'm proud of all of you. I am proud of myself and this world and all the things that we are co-creating with God and the universe together. So hang in there, have fun, love yourself, eat something delicious. This was amazing. Enjoy your weenie, everyone. Yay! Enjoy yourself. Enjoy this equinox. Take care, clean up, do whatever you need to do. I thought it was so funny as is. I was like, Emerald Lexical Weekends Weenie. I'm going to say that now to all my friends. I'm going to be like, hope we have a happy weenie. Oh my gosh, enjoy your weenie, everyone. But, okay, autocorrect, what have you been saying? I want to know. Like, we're not going to get into it today, but enjoy your weenie. Who's manifesting a weenie? Emerald. Oh, that was the best. That was the best way. That was the best way to leave. Thank you, Nia. Thank you. Woo! 4 years. We made it, everybody. And we're going up from here to the top with God and all of you. Let's fly. If I don't get to speak to you on the day, thank you, Nia. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you all so much. Happy 4 years. Happy eclipse. Happy new moon. Happy equinox. Happy. Yes, happy 4 years. And here's to 40 more. Oh, I love that. 44. I love that number. I love that number. Okay, everybody. I am going to get going. Teach Z. Off the scene. My alarm is going off. It's my wind down alarm. Perfect timing. Proud of you as well. Thank you. Well, if that ain't the universe, that ain't the universe. Goodbye, everyone.